Are you sure that wasn't about the free hot dogs?
No, we're in with Flynn.
All right. Just a little bit about the vision that is so important for each of us to understand about what I see as government's role and your role in that government. My friend Major Dave has done a great job with the music today. Thank you, Major Dave. In our North Carolina Constitution, it actually talks about the people shall, say it with me, Major Dave,
instruct their representatives.
Say it again.
Instruct their representatives.
Everybody together.
Instruct their representatives.
That's right. They don't instruct us, we instruct them. That's the design. That's what you and I need to be ready to do, and we need to be ready to instruct them because they're not going to know. In any given audience, I'm going to find people that are far more expert in ideas and thoughts and things that are going on than I am. By the way, that's true of everybody serving in Congress, in the executive branch, and the judiciary. They just don't always admit that. But the point is, you have to be those informed citizens and to instruct us. The job of the representative, in my view, is to take that instruction and prioritize it, exactly what we're going to be doing in the campaign. And then to see the final test, are these instructions from the people, are they consistent with the United States Constitution? Are these things, they may be great and noble things, but are they things that ought to be the job of government to do specifically, the federal government? And then make the determination. It may be that a lot of people want something, but it's not the job of government to provide it. And we've got to have people that understand that are willing to articulate it, and willing to stand and say, no, I know that's necessary maybe for a lot of folks, but that's not the work, that's not the job, that's not the function of government. There's a much, by the way, better way. How many of you are excited about the government taking over health care?
No!
It's gone down. That's the nature of government getting involved, and that's precisely the tide that we've got to turn. There are some people that I know, and you know them too, you've heard them. There are people with great ideas and knowledge and wisdom that will tell you, Bill, there's no political saving of this country. How many of you heard that? It's beyond help. Now, I don't know the future, but this I know, that if you and I don't push back, if you and I don't engage, there's a 100% more chance, likelihood, that that will be the destiny of our country. Amen? It has been spoken. There's no political solution here. You and I have something to prove. Do you remember when you were a kid having something you had to prove?
Yeah.
And how important it was to follow through on that? Not only to show everybody else, but to show yourself. You can do it. There's no doubt in my heart and my mind that you and I can do this. When I look around this room is filled with what I would call patriot-minded people. People that understand this message that is essential to get out. That's what our campaign is about. To give voice to this, to be the messenger to this in a way that hasn't been done. And we're going to start with this campaign right now. In closing, I want you to know, I need your support. Truly do. I need your best efforts. I need efforts that will surprise you, that you brought them to the table. I need all of that. We need money for the campaign. You may not have a lot of money, but you may have a rich uncle. Or otherwise. Money is a fuel for the campaign. People are going to say, well, you don't have enough money, Bill. Well, they're right. Nobody in the race has enough money. There are calculations by the end of this race against Kay Hagan that maybe $25 to $30 million will be spent. That may sound insurmountable, but compare that challenge to what our founders faced. If you did a probability score on the likelihood of success of a bunch of colonialists without boots that kept their feet warm, that wrapped their feet in burlap and bled in the snow, and didn't have very much superior weaponry to the crown, yet they were willing to risk everything under those conditions. I tell you, if there were pollsters then, they would have said, guys, just forget going against the crown. Just deal with the mess. You and I know there's a higher calling, and it has to do with being imbued with the Spirit of God and not subject to the calculations of man. That's what this is about. And one last word in closing. Thomas Paine said something very powerful, and it resonates today with what our country is going through. And it's this. He said that it is the duty of the patriot to save his country from its government. Our government is attacking us. The three modes of government, you can have a mode of government where government protects your rights or is ambivalent to your rights. But the worst mode is when government is hostile to your rights. And I submit to you, and if you agree, let me know, that our government is hostile to our rights today. Some of you might be thinking, I can put up with it. I'm an old grizzled guy. I've handled it all. But what about these children back here that are being shoved down a meat grinder that is robbing them of their liberty? You and I must be the ones. That's what the fathers talked about when they talked about those future generations. How it was that they were concerned about not just themselves, but beyond. And you and I, as citizens, have to embrace that same idea. I want to thank you for being out here today. We'll be here for a little while longer. We're going to play some more music, Major Dave.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let this day be a marching forward point. I ask you from the bottom of my heart to pray for our campaign, to be a part of our campaign in imaginative ways that maybe you have never thought about being a part of before. And get engaged politically. When we have 10% of people showing up to vote, the issue isn't term limits that we need to fix. The issue is we've got to get ourselves re-engaged in this process that literally can save the nation. And literally, if we don't, we can lose the nation. So the last thing I want to tell you is I saw my mom this morning. She's 92 years old. Couldn't be here today. She loves living in the wheelchair a little bit too much. I try to prod her, get her to walk, but it's kind of like a luxury limousine for her. I said, Mom, what are you doing today? I said, well, I'm going to be announcing a run for office. Really, which one? You always answer your mom. I said, for the United States Senate. And she said, it's a big job. And it is. And the job isn't just this person or the campaign executive committee we talked about. It's your job as well. And I did want to say also thank you to my friend Mike Gillespie, our treasurer, who's here today and has dealt with all kinds of difficulties. We appreciate him too. So thank you for coming out. Enjoy yourself. Bill Flynn, United States Senate, 2014. Will you join me? On Twitter, in your prayers, on please. On Facebook, you'll find us. Oh, yeah, it's fun, huh? And the website for now is billflynn.org. With your advice and consent, we will move forward to another campaign website to open up very soon with some ideas that you give us. Robert?
I want to let y'all know we do have dessert. If you can see the top of it, I don't want to too much. It says, Ann Flynn, U.S. Senate 2014.